Hey everybody, we're going to take a minute and go over 100 Acres of HEN. I did this review probably 2 or 3 months ago, and I never got around to redoing it. It was really something I was excited about. Unfortunately, made a couple of mistakes in the video, so we're going to go over it today. We're going to watch the original video that went with it, that's playing right now. Now, there's an important big reason we're doing this. We'll get to it in a minute. First off, let's talk about who wrote it. 100 Acres of HEN is written by Kim Roberts, Gabe Ostile, and let me just go back a second here so we can get that last name. Gabe Ostile. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm not, Gabe. Names aren't my big thing. Chris Allen. So, that was the creative team. So now basically, this is a story about a bunch of roosters and chickens who go to a church function, and as they're going to a church function, you know, a story ensues. With that idea in mind, we're going to go over, as the video shows us, some interesting things, the 7 questions of the review. So the first question is, where did I get it? I was actually given this by Kim Roberts to give it a look. There was a bigger project, which we're going to talk about at the end, that this is attached to, and it's going to be a way that you're going to be able to get it, which is what the cost is once again coming in a minute. Did it leave me wanting a next continued story? Yeah, I could even see wanting a prequel. I don't know if the future stories are going to entail telling where the guy with the archer comes from, who is our protagonist, and you know, a hen's there about to choke his chicken, so get your giggle in while you can. But the fourth question, excuse me, was I entertained and excited to turn the page? Actually, yeah, it was kind of cool. You know, it's a mini comic. It's nothing major. It's not meant to really stand on its own just yet. I think it could. I think there could be more to the story to tell. I think this could be its own comic book. But for now, it's just this one shot. Were the characters relatable and interesting? They were interesting, but they're chickens. I can't really say I related to them. But that's just, you know, because I'm not a chicken. But there are some universal plots that you can always get, and this is kind of like a horror-based idea, obviously, by all the graphics that you're seeing. You know, there's not a chicken with a chicken's head, skull, or whatever you want to... I think it's still a chicken skull on his head with an axe if it ain't horror. So, our 6th question is, what was my overall thought on the comic? Considering it's based on 100 Acres of Hell, which we're going to talk about in a minute, I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was really cool. I got a giggle. I thought, you know, the chicken about to choke his chicken was funny as hell. I really did like it. I'd like to see more from this type of idea, and Kim Roberts seems to always be able to give something interesting to wind up getting into and being interested in. So I don't want to give too much away of it, because obviously, even if it's a mini comic, there's not a lot to tell because it's a shorter story, but it's definitely worth you checking it out. Do I recommend this comic to others, and what is its genre? Its genre would be horror and humor, you know, the mix of the two. And would I recommend it? Absolutely, I'd recommend it. I'm actually trying to do this for the 3rd time now, so obviously it's something that I find very interesting. So now to the why. Why is it important that we do this right now? Why are we bringing this up now? Because right now, 100 Acres of Greatness is available on Kickstarter. So this is not at all like the other thing we just watched. This is something different. And let's...
He's gonna kill you.
Take a look.
He's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you. He's going to kill you all.
Who?
Jeb Tucker.
So this might indeed be his fault. More on that in a second. Okay, for those who don't know who that was, that is the former WWE star Gene Snitsky. He was the one who went around who wound up, if I remember the story correctly, he killed Lita's baby by accident because she had a miscarriage, but it wasn't his fault. It was definitely someone else's fault. Wasn't his fault. But he's starring in it. It looks very intense. It's based upon a comic book. Not to do a chicken or an egg moment, but I think the comic book came first. Pretty sure. It's on Kickstarter right now. 6% funded. Obviously, we got to get some love on that. We got to get this shared. Come to the site. Go to Kickstarter. Back it. Share it. It's not a huge goal. It's only $1,239. As a group of creators, I don't see why we can't get this funded. We have 28 days to do as a community to get it funded. There's a lot of actually interesting things beyond the fact that this is also going to be a movie. There's a bunch of things being given away. Let's get to that real quick. There's the cast of characters. Here's a quick preview of the comic book. As we go, some really gruesome happenings seem to be happening. And see, this is where the tie-in comes with the rooster. The rooster is obviously a bit of a parody on this more serious story. So the 100 Acres of Hen is tied to this and actually part of the process. Now, real quick, exclusive Exorcist rewards are up for grabs. That's right. Actress Elaine Dietz has kindly donated the following rewards to the 100 Acres Hell Kickstarter. How cool is that? These are a bunch of different things you can get. You're only going to be able to get going through this Kickstarter. Split pea soup, anyone? Signed autograph. Have a good day. Print. But that's part of it. You also get the nice 100 acres of digital wallpaper. You get the Acres of Hell digital PDF issue. A special movie feature of 100 Acres of Hell, which is finished post-production, surpassed it by the end of the campaign. Okay, so by the end of this, they'll actually be done. And now here it is. Jeb Clucker's 100 Acres of Hen will be included as an actual deluxe edition issue. So there might be more to the story than even I know. So you definitely want to get on this. You get both of these in the campaign for 12 or more, if I'm reading this right. You get this, I believe this is a wallpaper. That's the wallpaper right here. So this is definitely something that's interesting. There'll be a thank you section in the book. So here are a bunch of different 100 digital copies of 108 mini book and some other mini books. Snow Venge. I actually read this by Kim Roberts. This is an amazing one too. This was really good actually. So just the two that I've read right here makes this project well worth it. Get the t-shirt. If you're like me, you're a t-shirt whore. Look at the art. That's kind of disturbing and awesome amount of art right there. SNITSKY probably did it in this case, so it probably is his fault. This is the Kickstarter to get on. Once again, if you're an Exorcist fan, you can't go wrong. This is going to have exclusive things that you can only find here. That's it. That was the quick review. Tune in later. We're going to do the weekly recap. I'll talk to you all later. Remember to go to Kickstarter to back this. 100 Acres. Let's get all the way to the top. 100 Acres of Hell, issue 1. It will be under. Something Sinister Lurks in Froggy Creek. Nature Preserve. And the comic book adaptation of the movie 100 Acres of Hell. Okay, so to answer the question, the movie came before the comic book. But remember, the script came before the movie. Alright, guys. Enjoy your Sunday.